Balaram, when he was in Dwarka, sometimes he would go to a place called Araivata Mountain. And this Araivata Mountain is a beautiful, beautiful place. And he would go there with young girls who were his eternal servants. And they would sing and they would dance and had beautiful, beautiful pastimes. And there was a very demoniac personality. His name was Dvivida, and he was a gorilla. He was actually the brother of Mainda, and he helped Sugriva and Hanuman fight against Ravana and the Rakshasas in the battle of Sri Lanka. But it is explained that Dvivida, he very much honored and was willing to surrender to Ram, but he had some bad feelings toward Lakshman. And because of these bad feelings toward Lakshman, who's the original guru, that's Vaishnava Aparad. So therefore he lost his devotional consciousness and he began associating with Bhaumasura, who was a demon. And therefore Dvivida went from a great devotee to a demon. And then Krishna killed Bhaumasura, because this Bhaumasura, also known as Narakasura, he captured so many of these princesses and held them captive. And Krishna killed Bhaumasura and took the 16,000 princesses and married them and brought them back to Dwarka. So Dvivida wanted to get revenge that his friend was killed. So he was causing havoc. He was stronger than 10,000 elephants. Sometimes he would go to the ocean and his hands were so powerful, he would start stirring the water and it would create floods all over the world. That was his power. And sometimes he would go to the places where Brahmins were performing yajna and he would just start tearing apart the yajna. And other times he would just start passing stool and urine. And he was big, so it was big stool and big urine. He would all over the yajna. He was like a mountain. And sometimes he would go to aristocratic families and he would steal their daughters and rape them by force. And sometimes he would set fire to cities and villages and cowsheds. He was really a demon, but he concentrated mostly on the area around Dwarka. So when he heard these beautiful singing sounds, he went and he saw Balaram and the gopis. Not gopis. They were residents of Dwarka, but they were friends. Gopis never leave Vrindavan. So he began to jump on the trees and make these sounds, kila, kila, kila. And the gopis saw and they started laughing. Prabhupada says, young girls, they like to laugh at everything. We have seen. So they were laughing. And then he started making all these expressions. He would show his teeth, and then he would move his eyebrows and his eyes in such a way. And the gopis were laughing more. And then he started doing disgusting things. He started showing the lower parts of his body right in front of Balaram. And then he went up and started trying to take off the clothes of the gopis, and he started taking off the clothes of Balaram. And Balaram was thinking, he's going too far. This is not proper etiquette. And not only that, he's causing so much disturbance. So Balaram punched him in the head. Shri Balaram Ji ki! And blood started coming out of his head. But Prabhupada said, actually Dvivida was beautiful. And when the blood started pouring out, it made him even more beautiful. It was like liquid manganese flowing from a beautiful mountain peak. The poetic phrases of the acharyas is something wonderful. And then Dvivida was very angry. So he picked up this big, big oak tree. Have you ever seen oak trees? They are huge, strongest trees. And he picked up this oak tree and he took off all the leaves and branches and he began to beat the head of Balaram with this oak tree. And Balaram took his club and smashed the oak tree into pieces. And then he picked up another oak tree and started beating, and Balaram with his club, he smashed the oak tree into pieces. And then another oak tree, another tree, another tree, another tree, until the entire forest had not a single tree left. So he was out of ammunition. Then he picked up rocks, big, huge boulder rocks, because he was as strong as 10,000 elephants, and he attacked Balaram to beat him with these rocks. And Balaram with his club, named Sunanda, he started just smashing these rocks to pieces. And another one, and another one, and another one, till there was not a rock left in the area. And Dvivida was so frustrated, he ran up to Balaram with his fists and started beating him with his fists in the chest. He has no weapons. Balaram put aside his club and his plow, and with his fist, he hit the collarbone of Dvivida. And Dvivida, his eyes started rolling. He started to vomit blood, and this big mountainous creature fell to the ground dead. Shri Balaram Ji ki! And the demigods were very happy that this terrible demon has died.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.